The car payment trap. Why your car is keeping you broke. Hi, I'm the Average Guy. Welcome to the channel where we discuss what ordinary people can do to improve their financial lives, make smarter money decisions, and prepare for a better future. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just an average guy sharing the lessons I'm learning on the journey to a better financial future. Today we're talking about something that many people never question: their car payment. Now, don't get me wrong. I like nice cars. Most people do. But one of the biggest financial mistakes many of us make is spending too much money on a car. A car gets us from A to B. But for many people, it also keeps them stuck financially for years. Let's talk about why. Most people don't buy a car based on the total cost. They buy a car based on the monthly payment. The salesperson doesn't ask, "Can you afford a 15,000-pound car?" They ask, "Can you afford 350 pounds per month?" And that's a very different question, because 350 pounds doesn't sound too bad. But let's do some simple maths. 350 pounds per month for 5 years is 21,000 pounds. And that's before insurance, before fuel, before servicing, before tires, before repairs, before road tax. Suddenly, that affordable car becomes a very expensive decision. I know because I've made the same mistake. Twice. Like many people, I used to look at the monthly payment. If the payment seemed affordable, I thought the car was affordable. What I didn't pay enough attention to was the total cost. The first car I bought was 4,000 pounds, but because I financed it, the total cost after 36 months of payments was 6,804 pounds. And that's exactly how many people get trapped. The payment becomes normal, month after month, year after year. Money leaves the account, and eventually you stop noticing it. But imagine if that same money was being saved or invested instead. Over time, the difference could be huge. Now, I'm not saying everyone should drive an old car, and I'm not saying car finance is always bad. Sometimes you genuinely need a reliable vehicle. The problem starts when we buy more car than we actually need. A lot of people spend money trying to impress people. A nicer badge, bigger wheels, a newer registration plate, more options, more technology, more status. But here's something I've realized. Most people are too busy worrying about their own lives to care what car you're driving. You might spend thousands extra trying to impress people, and most of them won't even notice. Or if they do notice, they'll forget about it 5 minutes later. That's a hard truth. But it's true. Many people are sacrificing their financial future for a car that loses value every single year. A car is not an investment. In most cases, it's an expense, and often a very expensive one. The moment you drive it away, it starts losing value. Yet many people continue upgrading every few years. New payment, new finance agreement, new debt. The cycle starts all over again. And before they know it, they've spent tens of thousands of pounds on vehicles that they no longer own. Imagine what would happen if even part of that money was used differently. Maybe it goes into savings. Maybe it pays off debt. Maybe it gets invested for the future. Small decisions repeated over many years can completely change where you end up financially. One lesson I've learned is that financial success is often less about making big money and more about avoiding expensive mistakes. And for many people, the car payment is one of the biggest expenses in their entire budget. So the next time you're thinking about upgrading your car, ask yourself one simple question: do I really need this, or do I simply want it? There's nothing wrong with wanting nice things, but it's important to understand the true cost. Because every pound spent on something you don't really need is a pound that can't be used somewhere else. And those small choices add up over time. I'm not telling you what car to drive. I'm not telling you to never finance a vehicle. I'm simply encouraging you to think carefully before taking on a payment that could follow you for years. The best financial decisions are often the boring ones, not the flashy ones, not the ones that get attention, the ones that quietly improve your life over time. And let me tell you the truth about those flashy cars at the traffic lights. No one cares. Most people won't remember what you drive, but you'll remember every monthly payment. You'll remember every insurance bill, and you'll remember every financial sacrifice that came with it. I'm still learning these lessons myself, and that's exactly what this channel is about. Finance for average people. If you found value in this video, consider subscribing and joining me on this journey. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.